Do you still stand by your comments about former President Barack Obama? I'm not talking to you, ma'am.
The gotcha moment.
This is not a gotcha. These are your own
This
words, ma'am. Do you deny saying that? You have an opportunity now.
I am telling
Do you deny
you.
saying that?
Michele Morrow is the MAGA lunatic running for superintendent in North Carolina. We covered her briefly in another video, but it was uncovered that she's done some pretty wild and just indefensible things, from calling for the death of Obama and other Democrats to using the R word in public when talking about disabled children. And on top of some of those troubling comments, she's also never attended, worked in, or even sent her own kids to public school. So her running for this seems to be out of nowhere, and she is well unqualified. She's been refusing to talk to the media, explain any of her plans, where she thinks her experience comes from, or even explain any of these troubling comments, of course. So a CNN reporter managed to find her and ask her some rather pressing questions in what turned out to be just a brutal segment for her overall, which we can have some conversations about this sort of ambush for interviews that people aren't ready for. But I think it's different when you're a publicly elected official that people's tax monies are funding, and you're wanting to represent your district and you're just unwilling to answer any questions. But let's jump into this interview and let's start where they first come up to her.
Hi, Miss Morrow. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing fine.
All right. How did it go in there?
Hey, it went great.
Yeah?
It went great.
You feeling good?
Who are you guys with?
I'm Shimon Prokopez. I'm with CNN.
Oh, have you been parked in my neighborhood by any chance?
We've been trying to talk to you, yes.
Okay. Well, you can go through my
I understand,
campaign.
but I have you now, so why don't we
Thanks.
talk now?
No need.
Why not? Well, I want to ask you, do you still
it's
stand?
late and we're
I'm not
gonna
talking
go
to you,
now.
ma'am. Do you
Okay.
still stand by your comments about former President Barack Obama and that he should be executed, calling for the death of other presidents? Do you stand by that? Do you stand by those comments?
Have a good night.
Do you stand by
Thanks.
what you've said about the public education system and that it needs to be destroyed?
No comment.
Do you stand by that?
No comment.
Do you understand the concern that people have?
I love the just calm and friendly nature in which he's posing these questions. I think that's the best part. He's just like, yeah, that's okay. It's so soft, even when she's clearly trying to avoid answering. He's like, no, we're friends. It's how do you own up? How do you get someone to own up to things like that? Maybe it's with this approach. Who knows? She's only even put in this place, however, because she represents another pawn for MAGA. She's another number in the ranks, even though she's highly unqualified. That's why she doesn't want to do interviews, so that hopefully doesn't come to light. She's openly talked about destroying public education. So if anyone thinks she has their kids' best interest in her mind, that's just, they're wrong. She's just here to spread hateful rhetoric and to boost that kind of MAGA agenda. I, for one, am glad that my kid isn't going to school in North Carolina.
I understand
So
that, but you have said such hurtful things too, in terms of the education
I have
system.
to tell you,
about transgender
everyone
students.
is so done with the gotcha moment.
This is not a gotcha.
It
These are your
is.
own
This
words,
is-
ma'am.
this is-
These are your own
this
words.
has nothing
You
to
have
do with
said
education.
that the
How do you
former
know those
president.
are my words?
Because you tweeted. Are those
don't
not your
have-
tweets? Do you deny saying that? You have an opportunity now.
I am
Do you
telling
deny
you.
saying that?
I am
Are
telling
you
you.
denying that you said that in those tweets?
I am telling you
Have you
that I'm going to
have you
discuss
talked
education.
about the indoctrination of children by teachers?
I am telling you.
Have you talked about that? Have you said that about students?
Have you seen any of me going to the school board for the last 5 years? Because you will have my answer.
Oh my God, that was just brutal. She won't even own up to a single thing she said, but she also can't deny it because it's her only selling point. Her qualifications aren't going to get her there. There's something to be said about perspectives that people hold that they're scared to voice or admit publicly in any fashion. I'm all about doing away with gotcha questions, but like he said, these are her own words. She should be able to explain them, defend them, or she should be willing to walk them back. The only people who are scared of gotcha questions are the ones who have some sort of skeletons in their closet that they don't want to come up. That's the gotcha. It's oh, my actions, I'm going to get held accountable for them now. Gotcha. Responsibility. Gotcha. You should be able to clearly and confidently state your worldview if you think it's true and right, if you want other people to follow it. Here, I'll start. More money should be poured into public education and private schools should be done away with. Children's education shouldn't be something that's experimented on by the rich on how they can best turn a profit from it. Sex education should be introduced at a young age appropriately. All studies and data suggest that the earlier you're introduced to sex education, the less likely you then are to be sexually assaulted. Obviously, again, age appropriate, but this should include teaching children that gay and trans people exist because guess what? They exist. And they're human beings just like the rest of us. We should do away with a lot of the gross standardized testing and the no child left behind measures that have been more dangerous than helpful. And again, data backs that up. And we can do what we know that ensures the most benefits. Universal pre-K. Children who attend pre-K have tons of advantages. They're seen from college graduation to high school graduations to performance after school, air conditioning and free lunches in schools. Data supports kids who have AC and aren't food insecure perform better all around in every academic regard. Make sure that they all have access to the same technologies, the laptops, the iPads, the same sorts of things that allow them to perform to the best of their abilities. Bring vocational bags in all schools, some sort of like senior internships. I mean, I could go for days. The answer isn't, however, let's take more money away from it and then put it in billionaires' pockets and hope that they spend that money for the good of other people. Guess what? That never happens. Never works that way. If you enjoyed this video, we're Social Society. We're a commentary channel influenced by politics, society, and the economy. We are pretty left-leaning on this channel, but we're open to our right-wingers as well. The biggest thing here is having conversations that get everyone to the bottom of the truth. If that sounds like something that could interest you, consider smashing that subscribe button, leaving us a like, or even commenting on this video. We even have memberships available as low as $3 if you'd like to support, because the only way we become a society is together.